we've got a next question, and I think this is a great lead into that topic. And this is from Annette. Anat, can you please distinguish between harmonics and formants when you speak about frequencies? So does that question make? Can you distinguish? So when you're talking about harmonics and formants, can you distinguish between the two when you're talking about frequencies?
Is a question to me?
Yes.
Ah, okay, sorry. Yes, again, I use my software. It's easier to explain then. The harmonics come from the vocal cord vibration, and you cannot change your harmonics. If you vibrate your vocal cords in a certain frequency, let's say around here, then physics or nature produces overtones, and you cannot change the structure of the overtones, and you cannot change the pitch. So if I sing this note, I have all these frequency automatically present. Oh. And this structure is kind of natural music. Was written in the beginning of universe. This is a natural behavior of vibration. And we have built something into our body that can reproduce it and that can enjoy it even. But this is physics. This has nothing to do with the singer. You cannot change the overtone structure. This chord is always the same. And it starts with an octave. And then you have a fifth and an octave. And you have a major chord here. And then a seventh. An octave and so on. And this is moving when you move your fundamental pitch.
So these are the harmonics that are just
These are the
always
harmonics.
there.
And these harmonics produce sound energy on different frequencies.
Okay.
So you have sound energy on this frequency, on this one, but you have no sound energy here in the middle. And then you have something completely different. This is resonance of the vocal tract. If I use my finger to produce a sound on my cheeks, I can produce pitches. If I record those pitches, this sounds a little bit like tones, and you have a pitch perception, but actually there is no real sound. It's a noise with an amplified area. And this is called resonance. And now I activated this resonance by making a noise. But if you use your voice to activate the resonances, it's completely different. If you have a resonance, where is it? You have a pair of resonances for the vowel O, for example. And I make the shape for O, but I don't use my voice. I use noise to activate it. Oh, I have the resonances here. And then you see the resonance also has a pitch. But I hardly ever meet a singer who learned that the resonances have a pitch and a perception of pitch. And you probably didn't hear a pitch now. But if I move the second resonance according to a melody, you will hear the pitch of the resonance. And suddenly the resonance turns into a music instrument. Now, this is something which is probably new to most singers. And this is the resonance pitch, or the pitch of a formant, or the frequency of the formant. Recently I started avoiding the term formant because formant actually is something coming from mathematics, and the resonance frequency is what you actually hear.
Right. That was a great demonstration. I think it's very clear, and and then that I think that's a good lead-in because you were talking about how, and I talked to Ken Bozeman for a couple hours on last Sunday about this too, about that traditionally. Not traditionally, currently I would say most people are accepting that the first forman's being tuned back here and the second formant here. But what you've been looking at is looking like it's saying it's reversed. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, right. Actually, those people are not wrong, really, because the resonance pitch is controlled by the whole space. So if I change the pharynx tongue, I also change the front part of the mouth, and all resonance frequencies are coupled in this tube. But I find it much more helpful to feel the pharynx tongue moving, because if I put my tongue out and I don't move the front part of my mouth, I can move the second formant by moving the rest of the tongue, and this is only here. So if you imagine how to change the second formant, you more feel the movement of the pharynx tongue than you feel the narrowing of the front part of your mouth.
Yeah, I find that really helpful. Actually, been also experimenting with that and working with some of my clients on concentrating a little bit more on the pharyngeal tuning, and so far it's helped a lot of singers. What are your experiences with that? And maybe
Yeah.
let me just pop in a question, because we've got a question for Alvaro, and this kind of goes together. How could training overtone singing help to improve your standard singing? And maybe these can go together.
Yeah, for example, what I told you about this lecture I followed on Facebook. If you don't like the sound of a voice because it's not developed to the full potential of resonance, then if you hear the overtones and the position of the resonance frequency in relation to the overtones, then as a teacher you easily can adjust the resonance to the overtones. I have my overtones here, I have my resonance here, and let's say only the vowel resonances, the two lower resonances, and if they don't match, I can tell the student, open your mouth a little bit to achieve this here. And then go a little bit towards oo to go down with the second one, or go a little bit towards e to rise the resonance. And then suddenly the sound goes into full resonance. I can demonstrate it here with a tuning fork. This is a tuning fork you can't use for music instruments. It's 1000 hertz.
Oh, wow.
But it's in the range of the resonance of the mouth, and you can see what happens if I adjust my mouth to the resonance of the tuning fork. Can you hear the tone? It's very soft.
Yes.
And then now I open my mouth and then I adjust the vocal tract to the 1000 hertz resonance. It's more than doubling the sound energy. So you have doubling the loudness of your voice with only one overtone. If you have two of them amplified, you have huge amplification of your sound without changing the vibration here. You don't need more pressure or something.
Yes, thank you so much for saying that. First of all, that's amazing. It feels like, I mean, everybody feels, hears differently, but when you tuned your vocal track to that 1,000 hertz resonance with that tuning fork, it also feels like the whole shape of the sound just got richer and warmer, rather than just one frequency becoming more intense. But that's just my perception. Um, what do you think about that?
If you use the voice, you have about 50 or 70 of those tuning forks
Right, right, stacked,
with
right?
with the harmonics. And then you can choose out of them. And if you choose those who sound more like the vowel R, you get this sound. Or if you choose the pair of overtones matching more to vowel E, you have this sound. So you have different possibilities to amplify overtones. But if you do this with the two resonances apart, it sounds like words. It sounds like
Hmm.
vowels.
Hmm.
If you choose very close related, um, I give you an example. I sing Amen. Amen, a word often coming in choir singing as the last word, and then you have this syllable men. And I sing it in three ways. One moment, I need the pitch. Okay, I sing Amen, Amen, Amen. So I've amplified, but you probably didn't hear it. But if I do it now from men to men, you will hear it. Amen. So if you choose vowels very close to each other, or a timbre of the same vowel, then you start hearing the pitches of your harmonics. The resonance is on the same pitch. If you amplify one of the harmonics, then the pitch of the resonance is identical with the pitch of this harmonic. Amen. And you can even use this to tune a choir. For example, if I sing Amen with a major third amplified, it's impossible for the choir to sing a clear minor chord. And if you sing a major chord, alto singers will automatically, unconsciously, tune into just intonation. So there will be 14 cent lower than the piano key would be. So you have just intonation just by amplifying the right harmonic in the bass voice.
That's going to revolutionize choirs all around the world. No more. I'm just going to do it using the the resonances of the natural human voice. That is amazing. And I love the you did mention it's a few minutes back, but you did mention that it's not about to create the volume, right? To create volume is not, you can create much higher volume if you focus on the resonance and pitch matching and activating and matching the overtones. Then most singers just want to push up that air pressure and put a lot of strain on the instrument, but with a very even, relatively medium low air pressure, you can still get an amazing volume boost by matching these up.
Yes, exactly.
I would love. I mean, I wish I wish that more singers were trained like that. It would just make your life easier, people. So look for that. Let's train that.